Betsy. We're gonna breathe. Hello, yogis. Thanks for being here today, everybody, live and virtually live. We're going to be loosening up our necks and our shoulders and our backs today, but we're going to begin with our breath. So let's breathe. But the breath I'd like you to think about today is the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath. You're familiar with it, I think. It's where you cut off the glottis in the back of your throat, you rest your tongue in your mouth lightly, and then you sort of snore in and out of your nostrils so that you can hear your own breath. It sounds like a Darth Vader type of a snore. Give it a shot. It's called Ujjayi breath because it means victory breath. This type of breath is really good to use when you're holding yoga poses, for example. It makes you focus on your breath and tune into your body because you can hear your breath. And just like your regular yoga breath, make it long and full, just closing off your glottis and hearing yourself snore like Darth Vader. Snoring with your mouth closed, which is what you should do at night if you snore at all. As you're sitting here breathing, make sure your spine is nice and straight, that your head is right on top of your shoulders, that your chin's not jutting forward. And the crown of your head is reaching up toward the ceiling. Okay, if you're still doing your Ujjayi breath, just bring your breathing back to normal and just take a couple of really deep, long breaths all the way down to your belly, full, deep, long breaths. And as you know, this is one of the most important thing you can do for your health every day, other than, and I'll tell you what that is. Let's bring our breathing back to normal, and let's take a deep breath together and Om in. Om. Ambalu Satguru Bhagavan Ki, the divine is the inner teacher. Okay, so the other two most important things is deep yoga breathing, as we already know, it's so important for your health, mentally and physical health. The other two are, and this won't be a surprise, it shouldn't be a surprise, getting a lot of sleep at night. A good night's sleep is critical for mind health, especially, and physical health, but it's critical. And drinking lots of water. Lots of water. You should be drinking water, I read, every 2 hours. And that's also critical, not only for physical health, but for your mental health. It helps keep your brain sharp, the water, because if you get dehydrated, the first thing to go is your brain. All right, let's start with some shoulder shrugs. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. And then forward, and keep your shoulders forward here for a moment. Take a deep breath. Turn your head to the right and bring your left shoulder back to where it belongs. So your right shoulder is still 4. Your left shoulder is back in line. Your chin is parallel to the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose. Keep your head where it is. Bring your right shoulder back into its rightful place in line with the other shoulder. And then tuck your chin and look down. Now inhale, as you lift your chin, bring the back of your head towards your left shoulder and bring your left shoulder up to meet the back of your head. They won't touch, but just lift it and pretend. And then take a deep breath here, and then slowly bring your shoulder down, bring your chin back down in front of the right shoulder. And then inhale back up again. Bring the left shoulder up. Bring the back of your head toward the left shoulder. And bring the chin back down. Bring the left shoulder down. And now lift your chin. Keep it turned. Keep your head turned. Keeping your head turned, we're going to turn the rest of our body now to the right to go in line with our head. Left hand will go on the right thigh. Right hand goes behind to prop up the spine. And then continue turning to the right. Deep breath here. And another. Keep your body where it is and simply turn your head to the front. Keep your body where it is and turn your head to the right or left. Inhale. Exhale. Turn your head slowly back to center, and then bring your body back to center. Shoulder shrugs forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down, and bring the shoulders forward. Pause here. Turn your head to the left. Keep the left shoulder forward, bring the right shoulder back. Chins parallel to the mat. Couple of deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your head where it is. Bring your left shoulder back to where it belongs. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Look down to the above and to the left of your knee. And then we'll do these scapula releases again. Inhale as you lift your chin, lift your right shoulder, bring the back of your head toward your right shoulder. And then slowly bring the right shoulder down, bring the chin back down. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the right shoulder, back of the head goes toward the right shoulder. And then bring the chin back down, bring the shoulder down. One more time, inhale, lift the chin, bring the right shoulder up, back of the head toward the shoulder, and then bring the shoulder down, bring the chin back down. And now lift your chin, keeping it, keep your head facing to the left. Keep your head turned as we turn the rest of our body to the left. Right hand comes on the outside of the left leg, left hand behind, and then keep turning the torso. And breathe. Okay, keep your twist in the body. Take your inhale, and as you exhale, turn your head toward the center, keeping your body twisted. Inhale. Keep turning your head as you exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale, bring your head back to center. Bring your body back to center. Change the cross of the legs. And then reestablish your forward pelvic tilt, the long, straight spine. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right ear down toward your right shoulder. Inhale, bring your head back to center. Inhale, reach the crown of your head up. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And then back to center. One more inhale, reach the crown of your head up. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. And then one more time, exhale as your ear comes to your left shoulder. And then inhale, slowly back to center. Inhale, bring your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring your right hand down, left arm beside the ear, reach. Push into your right hand, all the way back up, both arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Exhale, left arm comes down, right arm beside the ear, keep the shoulder back, maybe even look up. And then inhale back up, exhale, down. Okay. Bring your feet in front of you. And you might have to lean back on your forearms to do this. We're going to take our right ankle and put it on our left thigh. Okay, so if it means you have to go back on your forearms to do that, that's perfectly okay. And when your ankle is there, flex your foot. And then if you can come up to your hands, or want to come up to your hands, do so. Keep pushing that right leg away so you feel an opening in that right hip. And if you're comfortable in doing so, you can take your bottom and bring it a little closer to the left foot. Just only go as far as your hips will allow, and that's it. Because your hips won't allow anymore. And then just stay there and breathe. Feel a stretch in that hip joint. Okay. And then back off a little bit if you've come forward. And this is totally optional. We've got a mixed level group here. So do what you want to do, what feels good to you. If you're going to do this, point your fingers toward the bottom of your mat, and you're going to push into your left foot, lift your bottom up, and come into a three-legged reverse table. Only if this is feeling good for you. Good. And then come on back down. Uncross. And then recross with, now the left ankle is going on top of the right. Prop yourself behind, either way, on your forearms or on your hands, whatever suits you. Keep the foot flexed to protect the knee. Push your left thigh away. And then if you want to creep closer, your bottom can get closer to the right foot. And relax here for a few breaths. Okay, if you're close to the foot, back off a little bit. And then if you care to, raise your bottom up, point your fingers toward the bottom of your mat, push into your foot, and then lift up into this three-legged reverse table. Well, that's good. Good. Hey, All right, come on down, unravel. And then please come on to your, oh, wait a minute, before you do that, one more thing. Stay seated here, widen your feet. And we're just gonna windshield our knees over to the right. So you're gonna lift your left hip. Your left knee is gonna go toward the right foot. And then we're gonna windshield the knees over to the other side. And then back again to the right. Back again to the left. And again to the right. This time you're gonna pick up your left hand, swing it around your body, put it next to your right hand above your right thigh, and then just bow down towards your mat with your chest over your right thigh, and then push back up, and then bow down again, and then push back up, and then bow down again. And here, if you want to stay for a few breaths, you can come all the way down. If you want to put your head down on the mat or on the floor or on your hands. And then slowly push up. Come back to center. Knees go to the left. The right hand comes over. So now your hands are above your left thigh. We're going to bow our chest down. And then back up. And then down. And then back up. And then down. And this time stay here for a few breaths. You can come down to your forearms if you like. You can rest your head on your hands if you like. And then slowly come back up, return to center, and now come into your table position. Pad the knees here as needed. If anybody needs padding, David will bring it to you. You okay with that? Yeah, good. Square up the table, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, flat back, inhale. Exhale, sit your bottom all the way back towards your heels, very slowly, lubricating your joints. Inhale very slowly back up to table. Make the breath last. Exhale, push into your cat back. Tuck the toes so your feet get stretched. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, reach, arch the back to the ceiling. And then slowly, making your breath last, untuck the toes, drop the belly down, come into your cow, and then push the shoulders back toward the back of your mat. And then exhale as you put your bottom all the way back towards your heels. Inhale, back up to table. Push into your hands, come all the way up onto your knees, and raise your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let your right hand come to the hip, left arm beside the ear. Bring the left shoulder back, look up. And then inhale, both arms back up. Exhale, hands come down. Put weight into your left hand, twist open with your right arm. And then bring the right hand back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, cat back. Inhale, come into your cow, belly toward the mat. Exhale all the way back to your heels. Inhale, back up to table. Push into your hands, come all the way up onto your knees, Urdhva Hastasana, fingers reaching toward the ceiling. Left hand comes onto your hip, right arm by the ear, lean to the left, bring the right shoulder back. Inhale, both arms forward. Exhale, hands come back down. Put weight into your right hand and then twist open to the left. Inhale. Exhale, that hand comes down. Okay, we're going to do a little cat bow. Only go as far, don't go very far down. This is not a push-up. So you're going to bring your chest forward, keep your elbows tucked by your sides, and just come even 1 inch down or 2 inches. You don't have to come very far. Just prevent your elbows from flailing out. Just keep your elbows in and then come back up. Okay, the important thing is elbows point backwards, your chest is coming forward. Inhale. Exhale, come forward with your chest, bow, little cat bow, back up to table, and one more, inhale. Chest comes forward, little cat bow, come back to table, sit all the way back down towards your heels. Inhale, slowly back up to table. Exhale as you bring your right knee into your chest. Tuck your chin, nose to knee, flexing the spine. Hold it here for a breath. And kick the right leg back behind you. Now I'm going to give you a choice here. Take your choice. You can leave your leg in the air parallel to the ground, or you can put your toes down on the mat behind you. Whichever you choose, we're going to do a little cat bow. So you're going to shift your weight forward, bring your chest down with your leg either on or off the mat, and then come back up to table. And you can either keep your foot down or keep your left leg, right leg raised, and tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. So it's either going to be a full downward dog or it's going to be a 3-legged downward dog. Good. And then very slowly, don't bang your knees. Come, bring your knees back down to the mat. If you're in 3-legged dog, bring one knee down and then the other knee down. Take a deep breath. Exhale, sit all the way back towards your heels. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, left knee into the chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee. Flex here for a couple of breaths. And now inhale, kick your leg back. And choice here also, keep your leg up or put your toes down on the mat behind you and then shift your weight forward either way. Come into a little cat bow and then come back up and either with your toes, your left toes down or keep it up in the air. You're going to tuck your right toes, 3-legged downward facing dog. Good, very good. Okay, slowly. Very slowly, so you don't hurt yourself. Bring the knee down, bring the other knee down, and then sit all the way back to table. To child, and then come back to table, and then come onto your bellies. Into Sphinx pose. So line up your elbows underneath your shoulders here. Your forearms are parallel to each other. Good. Push your pelvis into the mat. Pull your arms on the sticky mat toward your body so your chest comes forward. Your neck is long. Keep your head in line with your spine. It's really important don't drop your chin. Also, don't crane your neck upward trying to look at me. Just look forward, keeping the head in line with the spine. Push into your pelvis and to your thighs. And then roll your thighs in slightly so that you feel your outer glutes engage, the outside edges of your bottom. Sphinx pose. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up to forearm plank. Once again here, think about a straight line from the crown of your head to your heels. Don't let your belly sag, don't let your bum go up in the air, and keep your head in line with your spine. Breathe 2, breathe 3, one more breath, and then bring your pelvis back down to the mat. Return to Sphinx pose. Very good. Bring your arms in front, palms facing down. Push into your pelvis, push into your thighs, roll your thighs inward slightly, and then we're going to come into our Superman flying pose. So lift your legs, lift your arms, lift your chest, push the feet to the back of the mat, push the fingers toward the front, and fly like Superman flies. Breathe, breathe. This is really good for your back strength. And then come all the way back down with arms and legs. Good. Roll onto your right hip, and you can rest your head on your arm if you like, and bend the bottom knee, your right knee for support, and your left hand can be in front of your body for support. We're going to do leg swings for the hip joint here. So take your top leg, kick it in front of you. Good. Now swing it back and then up away from you toward the ceiling. Good. And then back down and then swing it behind. Kick behind. Good. And then all the way back forward in front of you. And then up and then down and then back all the way forward and then up and then down and then back behind you. Now pause here with your leg behind you, bend your knee and see if you can grab your ankle with your hand. And then if you're there, try to coax your heel of your foot in towards your bottom. And if you can, try to keep your knees together. Good. Okay, I'm going to give you a choice here also. Keep hold of your foot or let go, and we're just going to roll onto our bellies. So if you're holding your foot still, your heel is still into your bottom. And if you're not, then your heel's not into your bottom. Good. Okay, release your foot if you've got it. Bring both arms back forward. Push your pelvis into the mat, push your thighs into the mat, lift into your Superman pose. Fingers forward, feet back, breathe. Come all the way down. Roll onto your left hip. You can rest your head on your arm if you like. Right hand's in front of your body for support. Bottom leg is bent slightly to stabilize your body. And then the top leg is going to swing forward and then back and up away from your body and then down and behind you. And then all the way back forward and then back up away from you and then back down and behind you. And again, forward, up away from you, down and behind you. And then pause here with your leg behind you, bend the knee, and see if you can grab your ankle on this side. Now, if your knees bother you, flex the foot. It'll release the pressure on your knee when your foot is flexed. And this will help strengthen the muscles around your knee that supports the knee. Either keep hold of your ankle or not, and then roll onto your belly. And if you still have your ankle, release the ankle. Good. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders and then push the table. Okay, so this looks a little tricky, but it's not, because I think everybody has done this before. We're going to do what we call an inchworm. So we're going to go forward, do our little cat bow, But now, keeping your bottom in the air, you're going to come all the way down, have your chin and chest touch the mat, and then slither your body forward into a cobra. So I think everybody's done that before. It looks like this, this, and then this. And then once you're in cobra, push back to table. And now we're back in the table. Okay, I'm going to try that one more time. I'll go sideways so you guys can see. From a square table, do your little cat bow, and then come all the way down, stick your butt up in the air, bring your chest down and slither forward like a snake and come into your cobra. And then push back to table. Okay, from here, tuck toes, push your hips to downward facing dog. Pause in your down dog. Spread the fingers. I'm going to remind you, roll the shoulders out by squeezing your forearms toward each other. Bend the knees. Nice long spine. Let your chest melt down towards your thighs. I know I sound like a broken record. Your belly is going towards your thighs. And now bend your knees a lot and walk up to your hands. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Reset the spine. And enjoy the moment. Active rest. Head right on top of the shoulders, shoulders down, chest forward. Thighs rolled in slightly, belly in. So your abdomen is tight. Take a couple of breaths. Appreciate your body. Okay, now we're going to balance. I mean, a lot of what we just did is balancing, but this is one-legged balance. Here's what we're going to do. So if you want to get next to something, there's no cheating in yoga, so feel free to do so. I will show you what we're going to do. It's going to be a moving balance. We're going to start, whatever leg you want to start with. We're going to come into tree pose. So kick the opposite knee out and bring your foot either into the calf or into your thigh. And then bring your hands together into your chest for this tree pose, and you'll see why. And stay here for just a couple of breaths. Okay, now bring the lifted knee forward and then kick it straight behind you and come into a warrior three. Now with your hands, you can either keep them in your chest or you can bring them out to the sides for balance. Or even behind you. And then slowly come back down. Good, good. Okay, switch legs. Shake all that out. So the important thing, the tricky thing is to change your focus, right? Because when you're a tree, you're usually looking that way. When you're coming into warrior three, you have to change your gaze. And that's the trickiest part of this whole thing. So take your time in getting into it. Pushing your palms together helps balance usually. And then when you're ready, bring the knee forward, kick it behind you, refocus your gaze, and then whatever you want to do with your arms, do with your arms. Good, and then come on back up. Excellent, everybody. Good job. Okay, let's come on back to the mat. So we're going to do a little flow, which means we're going to be moving up and down. So take your time and getting there, but start in the front of your mat so you have room to step backwards. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands on your thighs, straighten your legs, flatten your spine, push the shoulders to the back. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, hands come all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back to lunge. Inhale. Exhale, left foot back to plank. So we're in a full plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees come down. So now if you're using blocks here, you want to put them aside because we're going to do this inchworm cat bow, bringing your chest down and your chin. It doesn't work with blocks because you need then slide your chest forward and come into cobra. Good. And then push back to table, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands. Inhale. Exhale, step up. And then slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, onto the T, Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands on your thighs, straighten your legs, flatten the back, push the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back to high lunge. And then right foot back to plank. Knees come down. And if you're using blocks, put your blocks aside because you're going to do your cat bow, butt in the air, chest comes all the way down to the mat, and you're slithering forward into your cobra. Good. And then back to your knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands or pick it up and move it there. Inhale as you step your right foot back up. And then slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale onto the T. Anjali Mudra. Pause in Tadasana, active rest. Okay, one more little flow. This time we can use blocks very well here. So if you want to use blocks, this works for this. Your choice to use them or not use them. And then come to the front of your mat so you have room to go backwards. And if you regularly pad your knees, have your padding within reach. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down with bent knees. Inhale halfway up, and then exhale all the way back down, hands on blocks or mat beside your feet. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back to your high lunge. So each hand is on the opposite side of the front foot. Bring your knee down, your right knee down, padding as necessary. And then get light in your fingertips, come on up with your arms to Anjali Asana, low crescent lunge. Reach up with your fingertips, reach back, open your chest. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to blocks or mats. Pick up your right knee and step back to plank. Knees come down, Shift your chest forward into upward facing dog with or without blocks. Your knees can stay down or lift it up. Yep, good. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up behind. Exhale, swing it up between your hands or blocks, or pick it up and put it there. Inhale, exhale, step up. Slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale all the way back down. Hands on blocks if you're using blocks. Inhale, exhale, left foot steps back to high lunge. Left knee comes down. And then get light in your fingertips, raise your arms up, Anjali Asana. Low crescent lunge, open your chest, lean back, palms face each other. Tailbone down toward your back heel. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to blocks if you're using them. Lift your left knee, step back to plank. Knees come down, chest comes forward into upward facing dog. You can either keep your knees on the mat or lift your knees here. And down, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up behind. Exhale, step it up between the hands or pick it up and put it there. Step up with your right foot. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause into Tadasana. Reset the spine. Reset the mind. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Using blocks or not, step back to downward facing dog. And then the knees come down. And then sit back all the way toward your heels into child pose. Rest your forehead briefly on something. It can be a block, it can be a bolster, it can be your mat. Okay, slowly push up. And then please come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. Bend your knees. Take your right ankle, place it on your left thigh. Take your right hand and push your right leg away to loosen up that hip joint. Now, thread your hands through. So your right hand is going to go between your leg. Your left hand is going to go on the outside of your left thigh, and you're going to lace your fingers behind your left thigh, pick up your foot to reach it, and then bring that thigh in towards your chest as you continue to push your right leg away with your elbow. Good, and then relax your head back down if it's possible to do so. Good. So this is a reclined version of what we did seated earlier at the beginning of class. This is really good for sciatica pain if you ever have issues with your sciatica. If you do this every day, you won't ever have issues with sciatica. I shouldn't say ever. but you're less likely to. Okay, listen carefully. You're going to keep your foot where it is, unlace your fingers, let go of your left thigh, and bring your left foot to the mat. So your right leg stays where it is, your right ankle on the thigh. Bring your arms to a T, palms facing up. We're going to roll onto our left hip. And then our right foot is now going to land on the left side of our body. Both legs are bent. And turn your head to look to the right. Very good. Okay, slowly come back to center. Uncross, unwind. Now you're going to take your left ankle onto your right thigh. Take your left hand onto your left leg and push the thigh away to loosen up that hip joint. And now take your left hand between your legs, right hand goes on the outside. Pick up your foot so you can grab your hands behind your right thigh and then pull the thigh into your chest as you keep pushing your left leg away with your elbow. And then relax here for a few breaths. Okay, release your leg, bring your foot down, keep your left foot where it is, bring your arms to a T, and then roll onto your right hip, bringing the left foot onto that right side of your body, and then turn your head to look to the left. And then breathe, relax here for a few breaths. Okay, slowly come back to center, unwind everything, uncross everything, grab your block, lift your hips, place your sacrum on the block, and either stay here with your feet on the mat or allow your legs to float up into the air, into your waterfall pose. Okay, please very slowly lower your legs. And as you come into Shavasana, I want to show you this picture. Those of you who've been on my yoga classes today, you've already seen this. I'm going to show it, pass it around here. See this picture of this field full of daffodils? This is the scene that inspired William Wordsworth's famous poem entitled Daffodils. I'll bring it to you.
Oh, that is nice. Yep.
So this is William and Dorothy Wordsworth. Can't see. Turn these back on. Can't see. In 1802, April 15th, 1802, William and his wife Dorothy Wordsworth were visiting Glencoyne Park in the UK. And they strolled by this bayside, saw these daffodils, and this inspired William Wordsworth to write this poem that I'm going to recite to you because it's my most favorite poem in the whole world. The famous lines in this poem were written by his wife. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. So be comfortable now. Slow down your breathing, because all the daffodils are out. And this poem is so vivid with imagery, and it's so melodious. Just think about the daffodils as I read to you. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. please bring your awareness back to your breath and deepen your breathing as you gently wake up your body, making small movements. And then please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And now, please, very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up the seated. And then please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Sakaru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. Jai Yogis.